today because the cloud is actually full, so I have to delete some stuff off there.
Yeah, I know they got a bunch of. How y'all doing? What's up, CGS? I ain't saying naughty word.
Now, what is good, you guys? As you can see, we are back again. We're gonna give a couple of people a few minutes to come on in the room
and give us time so we can share our own posts.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and share this up onto our personals. Sis, if you want to, you're welcome to share it on your personal page as well. If you want people to tap on in.
Tap.
What you got going on today, pal?
No. Had some good food.
That food was good. Y'all put your foot in that food.
Movie.
Yeah, definitely.
We had a good time.
Even though we was half watching the movie.
I was watching it.
Barely, bro.
No, I know everything that happened.
Barely. What happened? We ain't talking about that right now.
That's right. We ain't talking about it. Check in. You did it on live and the page.
Yes, ma'am. The page in the group. You said the live and the page. Oh. You did it on the live and the page. Yeah. I just play. All right, y'all. All right, so we have given y'all a few minutes to go and get in and all that.
Wow.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it, you guys. It is your 3 favorite brides of Christ.
3 favorite brides of Christ.
On the live. The Godly Gangster Gang. Christian Gangster. Street
Ministries. How y'all doing today? Today, y'all, it is Sunday.
Yes.
And again, we promised y'all last week, we have Kendle back in the building. Yes, there she goes. We're gonna be talking about a couple of things that we kind of briefed over last week, but we want to get into it this week. So this is a part 2. So Jay, you got anything else to say?
So we just gonna go ahead and say hey to everybody that just came in. What's up, Toya? What's up? This is Jeanette.
What's
up? Jeanette popping in the building.
Yeah.
And whoever else is on here, I can't see whoever else is on here too. But welcome to the chat. As we already said, y'all already know us, Jay and Kayla. And then, of course, if y'all didn't watch last week's, this is our sister in Christ, Kendle. We all go to church together. We're all fighting the fight of good faith. You know what I'm saying? Out here in these streets, getting it in for the Lord. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We're not going to hold anybody too long. What's up, Destiny? What's up, Saucy Nugs? What's poppin'?
Saucy Nugs in the building.
Saucy Nugs in the building.
All right, cool. Let's get into it.
For sure, man. So, y'all, just kind of going right into it. One of the things that was mentioned last week when we were talking with Kendle about her journey in Christ and how things have been going, we primarily talked a lot about 2 of the things that she mentioned that she was kind of dealing with through her journey, being the alcoholism and the lesbianism. Well, one of the other things that was mentioned was about the mental health side being suicide. And so we wanted to attack that portion this week. Because we all understand, especially right now in this pandemic, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of things. And so, why not go ahead and talk about that now? So, that's essentially what the conversation is about mental health. And Kendle just being able to really just express, some of the things that she did and that she was able to do to overcome and really be able to help other people and minister to other people through this. So, let's get right into it. So, Kayla and we came up with a couple of questions. So, Kayla's going to be beating out.
Wow, I guess questions. I'll start with number 1. I know you briefly talked about that you tried to commit suicide a couple of times. Can you go ahead and clarify how many times?
I only tried once. One time.
Oh, one time. Okay.
Yes.
And Jay, I guess you can go with the next because I wasn't sure about that one.
So the next question is concerning that is what helped you to get in a better headspace? Like what made you come to a point where it was like, okay, you know what? This ain't the way to go about it.
You mean after that? After the attempt?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, after.
Well, yeah, after.
Because I'm assuming the better headspace came after, pretty much, for the most part.
Well, yeah, true. Word.
No, I didn't mean like that. Not like that.
No, I mean,
No, that's not what I meant. That's not.
See?
That's not what I meant, you guys. Stop.
Nah, it's cool. But basically, I got into church. I started going to my aunt's church. And I just really was paying attention to like what was being said. Because first of all, I didn't even understand what led me to that point, like why I was having those thoughts and why I actually tried to do this, and then being in the hospital for days, and I didn't even know I was in the hospital for that long. And so at that point I was trying to figure everything out, and being confused myself. And then it was like a lot of my family members was tiptoeing around the issue. Nobody really wanted to answer questions. So I just felt like church was the best place for me to like put my attention into. And so I started going to church with my aunt a lot. And they was having revivals and stuff going on around that time. So I would be in there every night and just getting the word and getting a better understanding of myself at that time. So that's what put me in a better headspace.
Okay.
That's weird.
That's good. That's good. Okay, sorry. I need to cut off my notifications.
She over here doing too much.
So
she got too much going on.
Yeah. So well, of course, since you're saying that, do you think that was a big part of how you began to value yourself by you going to church and stuff like that?
Yes, because before then, it was a lot of confusion. The word actually was helping me get to understand who I was.
That's good. That's good.
And a lot of the topics that was being discussed at that revival, it was all just tying into like thoughts that I had recently, like my anger and a lot of the different issues that I was going through at that time. And I don't know, I guess it was just God. Everything just kind of fell in place. Everything just made sense from there for me. That's how it happened.
Okay.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And the key thing that I really want to clue in on what you said was about how the word helped you. And a lot of people don't understand, but when you're going through a situation where you're trying to figure out who you are, your true identity comes alive in the word, because that's who you start, where it says that you are, and you start to get a better connotation of who he created you to be. And so I really like that. And yeah, that's real. That's 100.
That's real.
And I mean, now I do want to ask now, if you don't mind us asking, if it's not too, personal or anything, what made you decide that suicide was the best way to go initially? Like, what made you decide to try to commit suicide?
Basically,
if you
you good. I was trying to find the right words to describe it. But okay, at that time, I was really angry on the inside. I was really angry, and even without me noticing it, like it was coming out. It was coming out onto other people, and then there became like a conflict in myself. Like I don't want to be like this. I don't want to hurt nobody else. I don't want to, hurt nobody's feelings. I don't even know what's going on with me right now. And then I just fell into this depression, and then it turned into that. And I'm trying to listen to church music. Get this though. I was listening to church music, but like depressed and smoking weed at the same time. So that within itself, I was already confused. Like I was confusing myself. But yeah, I was already. I didn't get it at the time. I was just, you know what I'm saying, just trying to figure out like what's wrong with me, but at the same time not wanting to lash out on nobody else, or not trying to put that energy off on nobody else. So I isolated myself first. I separated from everybody, and then I just was smoking. I was doing a whole lot of smoking, but at the same time I was still listening to church music because it gave me some kind of comfort, gave me a peace. But I didn't have no word in me though. So the negative thoughts pretty much, it didn't matter how many songs I listened to, I didn't have no word in me. So the voice of negativity was louder than anything at that time because I didn't have anything to hold on to.
That
Just
is so,
negative, and
my goodness, and that's
yeah,
so
and
that's so true. Like I think a lot of people think or feel that just because they listen to gospel music that everything is okay. But that's why, you have to read the word, because yes, the music have word in it, but if you don't even know where it comes from, or you don't understand the context, or you don't understand just the whole gist of what is being said, then it's like, what is the use of the words if you can't even apply it in your life? At that point, you're looking for a moment of release, or a moment of feel good to make you feel good, rather than trying to get that actual peace from God at that point.
Comfort.
Yeah, it's a substitute for comfort. Kind of like might as well say kind of like a drug.
Yeah.
That is so real.
I've been there. In college, you remember?
I already
college,
know. I'm like, okay, we ain't gonna even go there.
So I understand. I understand exactly where you're coming from. Like where it's like you're trying to use the music to kind of drown out everything that's going through your mind. Right. It's real. So I understand. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
It's real. And it's funny that you said that you began to lash out, because that was actually one of the questions that we had. What were your relationships a reflection of your mental health? And you kind of talked about that a little bit. Is there something you would like to explain further on that question?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
No, you're fine. I
want to make sure I answer it right though. Okay.
So were your relationships a reflection of your mental health?
Yeah. Yes. My relationships were. Okay, my relationship with my mama, let's start there. It was not good. It was not good. Hey mama, I love you. But it was not good. My relationship with like peers, my people around me, was not good. It was like, and at the same time, I kept in my mind, I kept reflecting back. You remember we talked about the molestation last time. I kept reflecting back to that and feeling like, the negative thoughts start flooding in and taking over the feelings. So I'm with people that's around me, but now I'm feeling worthless. I'm feeling by myself, even though they right here and whoop. Like it just, I don't know. I ain't never really been asked these questions before, but it definitely, because nobody ever talked. Nobody ever wanted to talk about it.
That's real. But that's where the healing comes from, though. Like if you don't talk about it, like Granny, I do firmly listen. I firmly in Jesus. I believe in prayer. I believe in all that. But ain't nothing wrong with legit talking your feelings out, or either going to therapy. Me personally, I don't see a problem in that. Like personally, that's something I really want to do, is go to therapy, because there's some stuff deep down I'm just like, man, listen. Yeah. But at the same time, I think more than anything, talking about it is part of the biggest therapy. Being able to have that type of release in that regard.
Yeah. And just understanding that we also care about you as a person. We're just not interviewing you, but this is giving us an opportunity to help you talk some things out as well, because Jay and I do the same thing. And then we actually come to a revelation or a conclusion to why we felt the way that we felt about something that happened in our lives. And it's like, well, shoot, that makes a lot of sense. And now I can move forward, because now I know the answer to what my problem was during that time. So, it happens a lot.
To be honest, Kayla's my personal therapist, if I'm being honest.
I'm her therapist and her accountant.
Shout out.
Come see me.
Yeah, I see.
Come see me.
Is right. Legit, you have, like, we firmly believe that you have to talk it out, because if you don't talk it out and you just let it fester inside, it becomes an issue. Whether it's you talking it out with somebody you trust and that you're close
Yeah.
with, or you talking it out with Jesus. Either way. So yeah, I
Right.
mean, it's definitely not just interview or nothing. We actually truly care. And through the stuff that I'm learning about you, I'm seeing similarities and stuff that I know about myself, but also things that I've overcome. And so
Right.
it's like in that we're able to help each other in this moment, to be honest, because you're telling me some stuff and you're mentioning different things. Like I said, y'all ain't watched last week, she was dropping some wisdom, and I ain't gonna cap, it hit me. It hit me.
So God be the glory.
Listen. So yeah, we definitely appreciate this time with you though. And also your mom did say she loves you more. She commented in the thing and said she loves you more. So,
next question on you.
And then the next question is did you find that your friends helped or hurt your mental health?
Well, you got to remember that I had isolated myself. I mean, I
Right.
did have a friend at the time, but it was a relationship type friend, like lesbianism.
Yeah.
So it was like I was dealing with multiple things at one time. Like,
Mm.
because even within that relationship, we was friends. We were friends. So trying to get through like what happened, or well, this is after the suicide attempt, like trying to figure out what's what, and
Mm.
and be completely honest with myself. We talked about that last week too, being real with yourself. Like
Yeah.
I pretty before the attempt, I was by myself. I had people around me sometimes, but I was by myself.
Mm.
After the attempt, I had people around me, but I wanted to be by myself because I was confused.
Mm.
In essence, the only person that I would say was in my corner was Jesus. Like he was the only person that was really like talking with me. Like I would go on long walks and just pray and just walk and just pray and just talk. When it came
Mm.
to people, I didn't trust people. I had a lot going on. Like when I say a lot going on, it was a lot going on.
Mm.
So I pretty much just took that time and got to know the Bible, to watching sermons on YouTube, to just taking long walks and praying and singing and doing whatever. I basically formed a relationship with him. And from there, he kind of just opened my eyes to why I went through certain things and why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And the more time that I spent with him, the more it made sense to me. It made sense. Like you need to cut this off. You need to cut this off. Like it's killing you. I am the way. I am the light. You should follow me, because all these things you keep holding on to and you keep following, it's only killing you. It's only bringing you down. And when I was depressed, I didn't see it that clearly.
Mm.
But after going through that, it just it made sense. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to still be here. I'm grateful to still I can identify certain things, like when people like go into that shell and listen, the devil he wants you to be by yourself. He wants you to be by yourself. Like
Absolutely.
he really do. He wants you to be by yourself. Then he can get in your head and get in your thoughts, and those thoughts begin to take over. They begin to take over. You begin to doubt every single thing. You doubt so much. You're gonna doubt everything, every single thing when you by yourself. That you shouldn't. I ain't never really thought about it. Like I said, I ain't never really talked about it. This is my
Yeah.
first time really talking about it. So I guess that's why it's coming out the way it's coming out. But he wants to isolate you. He wants you to feel like you're nothing. When there's when you done been through a lot, or well, especially when you done been through a lot, or you know a lot, because like I said, I was raised in the church. So I heard the word a lot. whether I had experienced it or not, that's different. But I had heard it a lot. When you got something on the inside of you, he don't want that to come into fruition.
Mm.
He don't want it to. Like we know the Bible, we know the story of like Lucifer getting kicked out of heaven. Like he knows what it's like. He knows what heaven is like. He know he not going back either. So
Mm.
he don't want you to have the good things. He don't want you to have the good things. So anything he can do or put in your head or try to expose you to make you feel a certain type of way, that's what he gonna do. Because he don't want you to turn to God. He don't want you to see the light. He wants you to just be dark and then bring other people down with you. But you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be a light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So kind of that's pretty much, you hit on a lot of stuff. So I would like to open it up to you to ask us questions of something that you may want to know from us. Because we just didn't want to bombard you, but we also want to be transparent and keep it transparent at all times. So are there any questions that you may have for us about our mental health, maybe?
Mental health. Have y'all ever contemplated suicide?
Yes.
Either one of
Um, for
y'all? Yeah.
me, it wasn't kind of like contemplating suicide, but there was a moment in thought where I was like, man, I wish my mom would have aborted me, because of like a lot of things I felt like I was dealing with at the time. And even during that time, I'm like, wait a minute, where did that thought come from?
Yeah.
Like what? And mind you, my mom had me at 16 years old, so she had the opportunity to abort me. But she refused.
Right.
Or really, my grandmother, my granny, she was like, no, you're not killing my grandchild. At that point, which I'm very grateful for, because I probably wouldn't be here. But she had the opportunity to do so. And when that thought came in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't even supposed to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's maybe the only time I had that. But like Jay said, she has. So you want to talk about that?
Well, for me, like, I don't know, it was a combination of a lot of things, like, as far as like why I thought about it. The only reason why I wouldn't break no dude, I'm a punk. I was I'm like, no. Looking at it, because it might hurt. So,
Yeah.
like, and not making it funny, because it's not funny
No,
by
it's
any
not.
means, but it's just the fact that that's why I never did it. Now, granted, my uncle actually killed himself last year. So, like, when it comes down to that, and when that happened, that's when I started to ask my dad more questions, and I essentially found out that mental health or depression had been a thing where my grandfather snapped when my dad was younger, and that he ended up having to go to the mental hospital or whatever. My dad was dealing with depression at one point in time. My uncle was dealing with depression and bipolar, and then I dealt with depression. And so it was like, okay, no, this is the generational curse. So at that point, once understanding that, it was just like, okay, so let me make sure I get me together so that my legacy won't have to deal with this, and that my kids won't have to deal with this, and my kids won't have to deal with it, and so on. But not only that, I don't want there to be discord in my marriage either, because I feel like that would be kind of like a burden on my husband at that point. So at that point, once I started understanding that, I just started buckling down personally and getting more into the word, so that anytime when I felt like just random thoughts and stuff would come through my mind, it's like, nah, like, I know whose I am. I know I have a purpose here. I know that there's a reason for what I'm going through. And I know that if there's something not fighting against me, then I'm doing something wrong. But if there's something always fighting against me in that regard, that lets me know, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, as far as like being a kingdom kid and doing everything that I'm supposed to do. And so as far as when I felt that, like, as far as like wanting to do it, it's been multiple times through my life, but I'm not giving up. The enemy can't have me. So granted, it's been a while. I think it's been a while since, like, it's been a long time since I felt like that. The last time I dealt with depression was back when we was in our old apartment. Not the last one, but the first one.
The first apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Around my birthday. Like,
okay.
Like right after me and my ex broke up. That's when I dealt with it a lot. But I made it on through.
My stupid self said, why don't you just go to the bar and stay at the bar?
I'm like, no.
Yeah, right.
I'm not doing that. And I think the reason why is because that was the first time in a long time where I truly dealt with my issues, like all of my issues as a whole, because I had always hopped from person to person to where I didn't take time for me to heal and for me to truly deal with what was going on at that time. Because at this time, like I said, Kayla, this is pretty much my personal therapist. So during that time, with me and her having conversations, there would be things that she would ask me, like she asked you tonight, that evoked thought and made me go deeper into my thoughts to try to figure out stuff. And so granted, it's helped out a lot, but then at the same time, it hurt because it's like, dang, this stuff has really been inside of me and has been beating me up, legit, killing me on the inside. And I never took the time to value myself enough to really talk about it and to really let it out and let it go. And so I'm thankful now at this point that I'm able to do that. And really for other people to be able to do that, I get excited for them. So I'm excited for you. But first of all, because of the fact that this conversation, just like the last one, is going to free some people. This is going to break some chains off of people, and it's going to make people want to actually come out and speak on what they feel rather than thinking that suicide is the best way. Because we all three of us know, even with the attempt that you had that attempt worked out, we wouldn't be here having this conversation. Had that attempt worked out, there would probably be a lot of things that wouldn't have took place, but to God be the glory that it didn't, because God's seen that there's a purpose for you here. God sees the different gifts that you have and the way that you bless people just by coming up and giving a smile and giving a hug. Because I know you blessed me, girl. Like I'm beyond thankful for this conversation in general. So yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go into a whole long thing. But yeah, so to answer your question, yes, kind of. Not completely.
But I would like to talk about briefly when you was talking about the enemy getting you by yourself. I'm not going to say I had a mental breakdown, but there was a moment in time where I was drawing into myself. I'm already kind of like an antisocial person. Anybody knows I love my personal space. I love to be right. Love to be by myself, but there was a point where I was drawing so much into myself where I wasn't really even talking to Jay. And I had to get to a place where I was like, okay, I need to address this with Jay. Because like, not only was I not really talking to her, but I was kind of like snapping. And I'm like, why am I snapping? Like, why is she getting on? Like, for real.
My little feelings was hurt.
See, that's what I was saying. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, I was lashing out on people. But I don't mean to cut you off, though. You can go ahead.
No, you're fine, because that I identified with that. And I don't believe it had anything to do with my previous breakup. I just really think the enemy was trying to get my mind. Because I was doing CGSM heavy. And then right before we would get on, Jay and I would get into it. And then we still had to do a podcast. People didn't know we was like this, and it was because of me. I knew it was because of me, and I'm like, I gotta do something. And yeah, it was real. Man. It was rough. Ministry ain't all peaches, like for real. Like I was mentally going through something, and I even asked my mom, like, hey, does my dad's insurance pay for counseling? Because I may really need to go get some help. And you just have to be real with yourself. Again, be transparent with yourself to be like, okay, I really need to see somebody. Now, I never did. Thank God I was able to get through it with just God and talking it out with Jay, talking it out with my mom. But some people don't have that breakthrough alone. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's real.
Just you saying that just brought back all them memories. Because I remember one day, I'm gonna keep it brief. I remember one day we were supposed to do a mukbang, and Kayla got on me so like it was just bad that day. It was just terrible because it was like we had plans of doing something in particular, but it didn't quite work out that way. And she was kind of already irritated because of her food not being completely hot.
But it wouldn't even. It shouldn't have been a big deal. But again, I was in that mental space where I'm like, I really don't even want to deal with her. Bruh. I barely want to deal with me. I really want to go in the room and just chill, like for real.
But it was so real because like I remember like we were supposed to do a video. And I remember I said something to her and it was so snappy because at that point I had done had it because I was like, dude, I'm being flexible. I'm doing it like, dude. I was like, you know what? You don't even gotta be here. You can go ahead and go do what you want to do because I'm not gonna do this with you. Kendall looked at me. She said, all right.
Man, try to see it another day. This ain't gonna work.
But I will say that to say this. I would say at this point, because like we told y'all about the last conversation we had. I think it was on the podcast. I can't remember whether it was on here or on the podcast, but the last conversation that we had where I told Kayla, I said, look, I'm not gonna let the enemy keep winning. Not with me and you. It's not gonna keep happening. And so sometimes legit you have to take a stand and say, look, we're not gonna keep doing this at all. And we've been doing great.
Well, we've been doing great.
Like for doing great. Like, to God be the glory on that and itself.
Yeah.
I remember at one point I was like, Kayla, man. Kayla, like, I love you, but what's going on? Like,
I mean, I just didn't want to be bothered. I was just antisocial, man. It was terrible. I don't know what happened. That's what it was. But sorry, did you want to add anything to that? Did you have another question for us?
Because we sure went on a rant.
We did. I'm
sorry. No, other than like, what advice would you give somebody who is in isolation right now and could use some advice on how to pull themselves out of it? Like,
my goodness, it was so long ago. I really was just forcing myself to do things. I don't even know if it was a depression. I really don't know what it was. But I was forcing myself out the house, forcing myself to talk, forcing myself to answer the phone. When I tell you it got so rough, like there were some days I was just like, I don't want to talk to nobody. Nobody better not call me, but I would still force myself to answer the phone. And I know some people probably be like, well, why would you force yourself to do that? It's because the enemy doesn't want me to do it. Therefore, I'm going to do it. Because me answering that phone call could have definitely saved my life. Like just going to talk to somebody just could have saved my life, or just going out in general could have just put me in a better mood, even though that's because the enemy doesn't want me in a good mood. Like you said, the enemy wanted me by myself. Like for real, it was so rough. Like, so basically just force yourself to do some of the things that you don't want to do. That's one of the things. And then number two, of course, staying in your word. Like, I know that probably sounds cliche to a lot of people, but the word can fix a lot in your life.
Come on.
And I mean, it's honestly like a playbook. Like, if you know the enemy schemes, guess what? You can play against the schemes by playing it, by the book.
Study the playbook.
Study the playbook. I mean, that's exactly what it is. That's really all I got.
That's good. If I'm being completely honest right now, this is something I'm actually fighting right now. There's like a pull and a feel to go into isolation right now. And so personally, what I am doing is like saying, nah, first of all, figuring out if this is an isolation that the Lord is calling me to or an isolation that the enemy is trying to put me in. So I think that's the first, knowing the different.
That is true.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is first finding out where it's coming from. Once figuring that out, I've been in one where it was the enemy pulling me in isolation. And what I did, honestly, was just talking. Like I said, y'all, like, You've been a real one. Like Kayla really been down. Like y'all just don't understand. But Kayla being my best friend and me being comfortable talking to her about a lot of what I was going through and what I had going on, that's what really helped me. Along with that, just being willing to get out there, being willing to just have a conversation, just call other people. Like, even when you don't feel it for yourself, but somebody else come on your mind, still go ahead and call them and still check on them, make sure they're good, making sure that they're okay. Finding ways to stay out. Like, heck, during that time frame, and I thank the Lord for it, but during that time frame, I was doing Uber and Lyft a lot. So that helped me out a lot because I wasn't in the house. And I was able to help other people. Like, when they would get in my car, they would be all frustrated and stuff and just making their day better. And then it's like, well, you know, helping them to feel better, I started to feel better. So that was something that kind of helped out a lot too.
I think you just hit on something major.
What?
Taking your eyes off yourself and putting it on other people to see how you can help.
Yes,
that can draw you out of isolation.
Yeah.
That
I could say
that's
that
a big one.
It helped. Like, that's something that really helped out a lot. And then, like I said, right now, I'm trying to figure out what the one is right now, like whether this is the enemy or whether this is the Lord. But I feel like it's borderline the Lord. Well, no, I think it is the Lord. I honestly think it is, but we shall see as time goes on. We're gonna continue to pray on that. But along with that, I want to make sure that I'm not allowing the enemy to try to come in and tank that, if that is what it is. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
You let the enemy come in, he'll run. That's for sure. So yeah, but for those who are dealing with it, or you know, and you notice that it's the enemy, find something to get yourself out of it. Find a reason to call somebody. I used to call Kayla all the time. I know she got tired of me. Like, I know she did.
Every morning, Jay and I, we talk. I was at my other job at that point, bro. I'll be like, I'm gonna let it talk. I'm gonna let it talk. I mean, but it wasn't. It was.
Right.
But I appreciated that because at least you trusted me.
Mm-hmm.
Man, shoot, go. Just relational intelligence, just finding your inner circle and making sure they are safe to talk to.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that. Everybody needs somebody that is safe to talk to.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah, that's good. That's good right there.
But yeah, definitely that helped out a lot. And also prayers, man. Like, one thing I know without a shadow of a doubt, I know your mom was praying for me. Like,
absolutely.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
And then other people too. I know Kayla was praying for me. I know there were probably a few. Well, during that time frame, I wasn't really. I don't think I was going to Friendly Hill at that point. But
depending on
the first apartment, I definitely went to Friendly Hill at that point. So yeah, that one.
We actually, this month would be the 1 year since I've been going to Friendly Hill.
Word. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Shout out. I don't remember. I think it was October.
No, it had to be a little bit. Or was it? Is it 1 year? It could be. It could be over a year.
I think it's over a year for you because I think you started like whenever they did the thingy, campground. Whenever they did that.
Campground. When was campground? Anybody?
Campground.
Somebody come in. When was campground? That was the first day I went campground.
Campground was the first time I went. Because then you told me about it. Then you went another time, and then after that, you was like, Jay, you gotta come. And then I think I came that next time. So whenever that happened.
Okay, whenever that is. But either it's a year or over a year.
Yeah.
But it was cold. Come on, iPhones ain't no good.
You're not gonna do the iPhone.
I
was like, wait a minute now.
September.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little bit over a year.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's a little bit over a year for you. So yeah, this month will be a year for me at some point.
Awesome.
Yes,
yeah. So yes.
But yeah, so that would be the main thing, y'all. Just get out. Get up, answer the phone, go talk to somebody, get on the phone with somebody, go pull up on somebody.
Oh, Destiny said campground was in August. Oh, she said don't do the iPhone.
So yeah, then it was probably for me September or October, somewhere in there. This month and month, whatever.
Oh, can't wait to make the hill. Okay.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to make the hill home. Come on, saucy nuts. Come on through with it.
Yeah.
But man, for sure. Did you have any other questions that you wanted to ask us, or did anybody in the chat have some questions they wanted to ask us or Kendle?
Let them drop some questions.
Yeah.
I am gonna say this though, if you don't mind.
No.
When you were saying you wasn't sure if it was the enemy or if it was God, like sometimes in those moments, that's why the word is important. Because like the Bible say, you supposed to try the spirit by the spirit. Like if it's a whole bunch of negativity, that's not God. That's not God pulling you into isolation. If you feeling low and you feeling down. Now, if it's something that you need to work on and you need to separate yourself from people for, then that's different. You get what I'm saying?
I got
But
you.
if it's negative, if it's bringing you down, it's making you depressed, you haven't fallen into a pity party, that kind of thing, that is not God. That is the enemy trying to get you by yourself so he can beat you down some more until you what he wants you to do, worship him, bow down and say, he wants you to believe the lie. In other words, no, we're not gonna believe the lie.
Absolutely. I will say I will identify it as an enemy for me. So I it's not, when I say I don't know what it wasn't to say I didn't know if it was God or the enemy. I knew it was the enemy. Also had being transparent, I had a sexual issue as well. So having problems with like porn and stuff. That is me. So being by myself really didn't help any. So if you have any problems like that, you might want to get around some godly people that will continue to speak into your life to help you keep accountable, stuff like that. But since I kept myself like isolated, it was just like, whew, you know what I'm saying? And it was stuff that I was ashamed to tell Jay.
Hey, I was about to say something.
Go ahead, say it. Week. Hey. In there.
Y'all, we stupid. I'm sorry. We just stupid. y'all got to pick up on it when we say
y'all got to know what we're talking about.
We stupid. Okay, sorry. Zoning back in. You got to come on, zone back in.
Well, that was funny, y'all. That was funny. I bet you came up with that on the podcast.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was, bro. Okay. Focus.
Yeah, focus.
So yeah, you was dealing with that and you didn't want to tell me because you was kind of ashamed of it.
Ashamed. Yeah, you right, Toy. I'm on 20%, probably on 10 right now. Listen, that better. No stamina.
Bro, they in the comments acting up. Destiny said, okay, not woo woo or woo woo. But okay, tone it back in. So you were saying that it was something that you kind of kept in the dark and that you were kind of ashamed about. You didn't too much want to tell me.
I mean, because I was dealing with a lot of emotional bull crap. Yeah. Because again, it was just me drawing in myself. Being an already antisocial. I'm not gonna say anti. I kept my door closed most of the time. Put it like that. And if Jay knocked on my door one time, I'd be like, should I say she can come in or no? But I forced myself to say, hey, yeah, come on in. Sometimes I ain't say nothing. She just walked on in there, and that's what it was.
Like, hey, so
yeah.
Now, if I heard loud music playing, then that means she was in her prayer time and worship time.
So she did witness that. So I ain't talking about it. Jay witnessed me loud music, like trying to immerse myself in the word. Yeah. Like I would be on my knees sometimes when she coming in, I'm praying. I'm like, Lord, I got to get out of this. Yeah. Like I was like, it was real. It was real.
I would say this past year. Now, when we first moved, the first apartment that we were in, I remember what was it? I remember one day, I was talking to Kayla. I said, Kayla, we both can't be messing up. One of us only. if we gonna mess up, we got to do this in alternates. We can't both be messing
up at the same time.
And then I remember, y'all, it got so serious because I remember when we got in our new apartment. Now, this is me and Kayla. It's weird because like a lot of the times when we going through something, sometimes it be some of the same thing going on. And I remember there was a time period where we was both having a lot of sexual dreams.
It was.
And like
no reason.
Like we was talking to each other about it, and I was like, man, we gonna have to pray on this, bro. Cause the enemy really trying to get us like something up, something not right. So yeah. I remember that time, like we started doing. I know we were both praying, but I remember you was going around anointing that house, like
yeah, that spirit had to get up out of there. I wasn't having it. I was like, you got to go. And when I anoint the house, I make sure Jay is not there. Yeah, which I need to anoint this apartment. Now that I think about it,
I remember one day I got into it real bad in my apartment. I oh my God! I said, "You got to get up out of here if you in here. You got to go." No. Windows, let flow. You got to go. You got to get up out of here.
Yeah, man.
But one thing I can say, out of all, like, never mind.
Why would you do that?
Because like, okay, so safeness.
Okay.
My apartment, outside of like living with you, like living by myself, that's probably the safest I felt. Like to where I felt like something else wasn't around.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like on a spiritual level. Outside of like when we were living together. But before that, like living the other places I was living, felt like something else was there. So that was this, it feels good.
Jeffrey said, did somebody say porn?
Jared, go on somewhere, bro. Turn the porn off, son. Y'all, that's my brother. I'm messing around with him.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man. Just stay steadfast and stay motivated to stay in God's face. Because no matter how much you're going through, it shouldn't stop you from you getting on your knees. It shouldn't stop you from you getting in your word. And if it is trying to stop you, then you already know it's from the enemy. Like, why would the enemy want you to get in the word? Like, come on, man. Like
Kendle just said, he mad he got kicked out of heaven, so he's trying to make sure you don't get
like if it's
that's it.
No. So definitely do that and call a friend again. Find that safe friend. Find you some close-knit people that you trust. That you can, lean on to say, okay, sis or bro, like, yo, I'm dealing with this. Can you give me some advice? Or like, can I just talk to you?
Yeah. Because
sometimes you just need to hear yourself talk.
Yeah.
And then when you hear it, then you be like, oh, shoot, that don't even make no sense.
This is like me and Kayla. This is me and Kayla all the time.
That don't even make no sense. Like, why am I thinking this?
Just thank you for listening.
I
just needed to talk it out. That's all,
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That any other last words there?
Nah, man, I agree with you. I definitely second what Kayla just said. And everything that Kendle has said as well. This whole conversation was great.
I'm enjoying this.
For real. So I will say this: if there is anybody who's battling depression on here, anybody who's battling any other mental things or anything, know that you are worth it. Know that you are more than enough. Know that Jesus wouldn't have sent his son to die for you if you weren't worth it to him. So that being said, your life matters. Like I know everybody, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Your life matters, baby. You are here for a reason. You wake up every day for a reason. There's a purpose for you being here time and time again. So rather than trying to take yourself out, take a moment to say, Lord, who am I? Because clearly, if you're questioning whether you should be on earth or not, you may not know truly who you are. I could say that for me. I didn't know who I was when I was ready to go. That's it. So that being said, really, honestly, truly understand that Jesus loves you. And he wouldn't want you to take your life. Because I'm going to be honest, y'all, and this is just being real. I don't know if this is going too far, but us dealing with my uncle killing himself was tough. And it wasn't necessarily tough because of the fact that he's no longer here, but it's tough because of the fact that my spirit was like, where is he? Is he in heaven? I pray he's in heaven. Is he in the lake of fire, or is he in hell? Like that those thoughts and trying to fight that and trying to reason with that, and it's like it's hard, y'all. Like going through that on that end, don't put your family in that place is all ultimately what I'm saying. Yes, I'm not saying your feelings don't matter and everything, but talk that out. Like we done sat here and legit talked everything out. Talk that out with somebody. So we whomever it is, if you need to come and talk to us, heck, we understand. You can come and talk to us, but don't take your life, man, because you don't know what type of pain you put in people around you or who are around you who love you. You don't know what type of pain you put in them in, whether it's a physical pain or a fleshly pain or a spiritual pain. So that's all I got to say tonight.
That's right. I'm about to scare y'all up a bit, but I ain't even gonna say it.
What you about to say?
Just don't drop the ball. That's all I got to say. Yeah. Because when you realize your purpose, when you realize you are valuable, when you realize God put you on earth, on this earth for a reason, and that you are not your own. When you realize that, you be like, okay, I really got people counting on me, so I may need to get it together.
Nah, for real.
Like 10%, 10%. Look at that, no stamina, right. No stamina.
First of all, stamina.
Right.
Stamina. I said what I said.
You said stamina.
I'm country.
No, you said stamina.
It don't matter.
Stamina.
It don't matter. I'm
That's
from
what you
the
said.
South. We change stuff around to
okay,
get our own.
Be a thing. Sorry.
Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and hurry up and get up off here because obviously this thing got no stamina. All right.
All you gotta do is plug it up.
No, I ain't got time for that. All right. Anything you would like to say, Kendle, before we wrap this thing up?
I second and third everything y'all said. Y'all can go ahead.
Okay, sorry. All right. Najee said, I lost my best friend to suicide in September 18, 2018. My life still hasn't been the same. Talk to someone. Absolutely. With my charger.
That's what I'm saying. She want to go on their phone when she can plug it up.
I shouldn't have to plug it up. That's all I'm saying.
Was it on charge before we got on?
It was.
It was 100% before we got on? I'm not sure.
It probably was. Even if it was on 80, from 80 to 10%.
Carry on.
Oh, Destiny don't want us to, and I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Just plug it up.
We've been on here for almost an hour. We don't want to keep everybody.
All right, well, one last round. Did anybody have any other questions?
Any other questions? Last round.
Any other questions? I'm going to give y'all a few seconds, but few seconds. 30 seconds. We give y'all 30 seconds. If y'all have any other questions, because I seriously do not want to get off here if somebody has a question that they need answered.
Absolutely.
And that could be
like I'm open for questions. Y'all ain't saying nothing though. She said plug it up.
See it.
Then I got to get up. And then y'all
okay,
see my shorts.
It's right there.
Turn. No.
Okay.
That's too far.
You know what? Nah, hold up. Let me tell you
a minute. You got to charge it?
Too far for a life.
He is good. He's a mercy.
Really?
Yes,
it is iPhone 6.
Yeah, so look, and got two of them, man. Look at God.
Anybody got any questions? Actually, the plug is on your end, so you're gonna have to bend over, touch it up.
On here? That's how you feel on here? That's real.
I'm so sorry.
Now y'all see the truth, Kendle. Now.
Bring it back.
All right.
Reel it in.
Please, minister, please help your Ruth out. I got you.
Oh Lord. Where's it at? It's under the that's why you said bend it over.
That's what I said.
You so
I wasn't playing. No questions?
This is too much for me. Scoot that table that way.
Okay. Come on over. Come on over.
Sorry, Nigel.
She plugging it up. No questions?
Hold on. I done bend over, plug this up. Y'all better ask something.
Y'all better ask something. Come on, y'all. Y'all can ask anything about mental health, about some of the issues that we face, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It really doesn't matter. It's the floor is open, and we are willing to answer any questions. Destiny, I probably got a couple of questions for you. My mind. How do y'all keep pressing regardless of your emotions?
You gonna tell me to go?
Go ahead, Jay.
Are you saying that because I'm more emotional?
Yes, I am saying that because you're more emotional.
You never do me.
Okay, we got 2.
Let's keep it popping.
Yes.
All right. So the first question was, how do y'all keep pressing regardless of your emotions?
Wait, Kendle, you want to go first? Because you are the guest. Do you want to go first?
How I keep pressing regardless of my emotions. Well, because first of all, emotions are temporary. Feelings are temporary. Like they change. They go here and they go there. So I just try to keep myself grounded in everlasting things. Like, what's in the word and holding on to them fruits. That's how I try to keep. Your turn.
That's spiritual. Whatever I say ain't gonna be spiritual. Go ahead, girl.
Kendle said, I'm gonna keep it.
Look, we could tell by that song.
Right.
We could tell by the song.
How do I keep pressing on regardless? I'm an emotional person. I'm very sensitive. I'm not as sensitive. I'm not super sensitive, but I'm sensitive.
You're not as sensitive as you used to be.
Man,
I'm about so. Okay, sorry.
That's how you feel?
Sorry,
Jay. Actually, you could go ahead and explain. Go ahead.
There were just times and moments, Jay, where I'm like, wow.
But
I mean, I'm just saying.
You gotta think about it though too, but you're not as emotional. Like you're
that
not.
That is true. And
so like to you, it was like.
I'll explain. Go ahead. You talk about you. Let's talk about me.
All right. Well, concerning my emotions and how am I able to push through those? Honestly, it's a two-side thing. So from the fleshly side, I'm like, is this gonna matter in the next 6 months? Is this gonna matter in the next year? Heck, is it even gonna matter tomorrow? You know? But from the spiritual side, like Kendle said, emotionals are fecal. I mean, emotionals.
Rewind.
That's what that is. No, but emotions, emotions, like Kendle just said, like they, however the wind blow, that's how they go. So in that, even in the word, it talks about us not trusting our emotions and not trusting our feelings. But more than anything, allowing the spirit to lead us. So it's like, from the spiritual side, that's my answer. But from the other end, it's just like, is this gonna matter later? Number one. And number two, is this gonna stop me from doing what I truly wanna go out here and do? So if I feel tired or whatever, and there's something I know I need to be doing, should I go ahead and do what I need to do or go ahead and yield to my tiredness? It's like, nah, go ahead and do what you need to do. That way you can really truly rest however long you want to rest. So yeah. I don't know if that answered the question at all, but yeah.
Okay. For me, I just tell I look in the mirror and I say, you're pathetic. I mean, I'm like, girl,
Simple.
Get yourself together. I mean, but I'm not gonna lie, working the jobs that I work for social services, it keeps me humble and it makes me realize like what I'm going through really ain't much of nothing. I mean, I'm talking about coming into contact of people that have been homeless, may have some disability, really don't have any like monetary help, like having so many different issues. But yet here I am, a 24-year-old. I have my own car. I live on my own. There are different things that I am involved in. And it's like, what do I have to truly keep me in the state? Not only that, looking past my job, but also looking at the word. Like, look at some of the things that people had to go through in the word that I don't have to go through today. Like,
that's good.
Why?
Nah, that's good.
Why? And I get it. Like, sometimes we just go through things, but a lot of things that we may go through, or I might that I may be feeling is because I put myself there. And
Right.
so I have to just why Granny calling me? Granny calling me on the duo. All right, Granny, I'm gonna call you back. But yeah, so just honestly, just again, that whole thing, taking my eyes off myself and putting it on other people to see like, yo, what I may be going through or what I may be feeling really ain't much of nothing compared to some people that I know. So yeah, that's really what helps me to just push on through, because I'm like, yo, if they can do that, if they can take care of 6 kids, be homeless, and have a job, and try to make a way for them and their kids.
Why do I trip?
Why am I tripping?
That's why.
What am I tripping about?
I think it's definitely big. And we're not saying to neglect what you feel.
No.
Like acknowledge it, but I think finding the root of why you feel what you feel helps out too, to understand if it's even truly something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I hope I'm not coming off insensitive.
No.
But I'm not a very emotional person. So when I look at things, I look at it in a rational sense, and I'm like, bro, that don't even make sense. Like, so I don't know. I'm just not. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging your emotion, but find for you, because everybody's a little different. But find your way of plowing through it, if that makes sense. Like the oxes, you know what I'm saying? Get on the field and get the plowing through your emotions.
You talking about the ox and the donkey?
No, I'm saying the ox. I ain't talking about the donkey.
I mean,
I'm just saying be like an ox. And
okay. Don't be like the donkey. We don't need nobody pulling you along. We need you to pull yourself.
Right. Okay. So using that,
yes.
Don't allow your emotions to make you like the donkey. Be like the ox.
Be like the ox.
There you go. Boom. The next question was, what was the issue that caused you to go into depression? So do you want to go first, or you?
When I came back from the military.
Wait, you was in the military?
I didn't know that.
I was for a little bit. But coming back and thinking that home was gonna be one way, and it was completely just not what I expected.
Right. I got you. That makes sense. Dang, bro. What's up, Talia? Talia done popped in the room. What's patting?
I ain't about to look at Nachi stuff. Go ahead. You'll go.
Why you so trifling?
Go ahead. You ain't answer the question about depression.
For me, it's complex. It's complex in the regard that I would be like, when I would go through my depression moments, it would be because of like seeing that, because 9 times out of 10, I would go into a depression after a relationship, but I think it was because I put my everything into that. And if y'all like I told y'all the explanation of how I did my relationships back then, as far as like treating it as if it was a marriage and treating it as if that's where my that's where I could get the only love from outside of my family, of course. But because of what my family was dealing with, I didn't, it's complex. So we're gonna say family mixed with love.
Okay.
It's complex.
I can't really identify if I've ever had depression or not. I really don't know. Some people say some of the things that I was dealing with could be symptoms of depression, but I can't really say if I did or not.
That's what.
Go to the next thing.
The next question was
you gonna skip that one, right?
Yeah, because you talking about that? Oh no, go ahead.
No, go ahead, girl.
So Saucy Nugs said, my question is, Akayla Frazier, how do you get so far? I'll answer it. You're my Ruth. Hallelujah, a true woman of God. You got a secret admirer. It ain't secret, but you know.
All right, hallelujah.
Amen.
All right, on to the next one.
All right, so the next question was, how do you feel about getting professional counseling?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I mean, to each his own. That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
I haven't been to a professional But I mean, it's there if I need it, but I just haven't.
Gotcha.
So to each his own. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. I'm all for that because, like I said, I believe in Jesus, but I also believe that Jesus put people on earth to help us. So if the person to help you is a counselor, hey, go for what you know. Do what you got to do. I would definitely say, especially if there's some deep-rooted stuff going on, yes, definitely do it because sometimes it takes all that. I mean, well, I don't want to say all that because that sounds bad, but it's not a bad thing. It's just simply if that's what's needed, you got to do what you got to do. And so, yeah, so I'm for it. Personally.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. For me, I'm all for it as well. I believe, really, just I believe in it. But of course, I want people to understand that you need to go to the right counselor, especially if you're a Christian. I believe in possibly finding you a Christian counselor, because some of the things that the worldly counselors may tell you may not even line up with your beliefs. So find your Christian counselor, and yeah, because even if you think what you might be going to go to a counselor for may not be big, it still can be a very big impact on your life.
Amen.
But that's why you need to go to a counselor to actually see if it is or not. Because looking at yourself, I mean, come on, you too close to yourself. So what's the best way to get some advice? Of course, ask God where to go, and even see if it can be solved with just Him alone. But I believe, like Jay said, God can put people in your life, and even He's put people on this earth to help you, just like doctors. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
For sure, man. For sure. Did anybody else have any more questions they wanted to drop down below? Naj said, preach. Leah said, hey, fam. Destiny said, thank y'all. You're welcome, sis. What's up, Leah?
Come on, Sergeant.
Come on.
Destiny said, yes, sir. Toya said, oh, my. And Toya said, that's good. So, looks like we've answered all of the questions.
At least at this current time. Unless anybody else had any other questions.
We can give y'all 30 more seconds. And then we can head on out.
Get ready to skedaddle.
I think this was great.
Yeah, this was great. I really enjoyed this a whole lot. It's always a great time, period.
Absolutely.
Point blank. Did you have any other questions, Kendle?
I'm good.
All right.
Kendle said, I done said everything I need to
say. But Kendle, we would definitely love to put it out there if you like to talk at any time. Oh, your mom said part 3. When is part 3? Are we doing a part 3?
Sheesh. That's up to y'all. That's up to y'all.
Hey, I'm cool with it. Talia said it's different seeing Kendle series. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I had to throw that laugh in there, you know what I'm saying?
And it's also, and please advise people to seek wise counsel. So please make sure y'all, anybody who's going through anything on that level, like especially if going to talk to somebody, make sure it's somebody who knows what's up. That they're wise, but also they're biblically sound as well. And then Destiny asked, she said, if y'all had to tell your younger self something, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. Let me think on that. Kendle, you can go first.
See how y'all keep doing it? But it would probably be be more confident in yourself. That for me, I would definitely tell myself to be more confident. Don't be so easily persuaded by everything. Get to know who you are. Find what's true to you. Definitely. That would be mine. Here we go.
Okay. All right, Jay.
Y'all couldn't hear me?
They thought we skipped their question, but we seen it. We was just reading the other comments with it too. And so, we got your question, sis. We ain't forgot you. We ain't skipping. We ain't doing no skipsies. I'm done.
Oh, wow.
We would never.
No. Sorry, we just did.
But no. What would I tell my younger self? Leave them women alone.
Yeah.
Leave them bald-headed hoes alone. Like, I'm just kidding. Nah, but I'll jokes aside. I'll jokes aside, but serious in all seriousness, I would probably tell myself that just because you've seen that, it doesn't mean that your life is gonna be like that. Just because you've seen that, it doesn't mean that you have to immediately act in the regard of making sure that everything that comes to you is the opposite of what you've seen. Be okay with being a kid, or not necessarily be okay with being a kid, but don't allow people to take you out of being a kid. Be okay, like don't let nobody take you out of a child's place. That's basically it.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, what in the world? For me, it would be, it's okay to be a third wheel. It's okay. I dealt with being single and seeing people around me for so long. Well, during that time. But the reason why I say that is because the first opportunity I had to jump in a relationship, I did. And I didn't even know myself. So what happened was I began to identify myself through him.
Mm.
And so with that being said, and not having God at the head of my life, guess what? When he told me something, I believed it. So when he told me, hey, you will never be able to find another person like me, I believe it. You know, like, look, this is it. Like, for real, I believed it. So, and I could have avoided so much. I'm talking about the fighting, I'm talking about the choking, I'm talking about the punching, I'm talking about the craziness. There was so dealt with because I wasn't willing to deal with myself because I was the third wheel as my younger self. So it's okay to be the third wheel and find your identity. Find your identity in Christ, because when you find your identity in another human being, I promise you, they will always identify you in the wrong way.
Come on.
God can only identify you and point out your gifts, your talents, your beauty, your value, your everything.
Mama.
That's true.
And I'm gonna piggyback off that. I will probably tell my younger self too, it's not always what it seems. Because even though I was a third wheel a good bit of the time too, but some of the people that anyway, they are here getting in on us because of that one missed question. Talia, we see your question, but Najee said, wait, no, let me go back up some more because y'all playing. Miss Jeanette said, this is awesome. While you all are freeing yourselves, you are encouraging others. Toya said, thank you for being so transparent. Najee said, not bald-headed. But Talia asked, what made you want to turn your life around?
I wanted to do better. I wanted to help somebody else, but I couldn't help nobody else until I helped myself. Like, that's always been in my character to like give and do and whoop-de-whoop, but I couldn't for some reason do it for myself. So yeah, I had to hone in. I just wanted to be a better person.
Okay.
That's word. For me, what made me want to change, honestly, was purpose. Because during that time frame, we were actually in a business and we had like business mentors and stuff like that. And all the time we talked about purpose, and I was like, yeah, man, I got a purpose. But then it was like, well, dang, how can I meet my purpose if what I'm doing is kind of defeating that or like blocking that? And just starting to hear Jesus talk for myself, not hearing it through the pastor, or what I mean by that is starting to pay attention. So like, yeah, y'all know my story. Y'all done heard it before, but yeah, so just listening and wanting to follow purpose. So that's what helped.
The reason why I wanted to turn around was because I was tired of feeling like I wasn't enough. And I know that's probably like, how did that lead you there? Well, again, when it comes to that identity piece and you really try to find out who you are, you begin to feel more valuable because you've taken that time to get to know yourself, to know your likes, your dislikes, to explore the things that God has put you as unique. And to understand that it's not stupid to God. Like, there's a lot of times where I felt like I just wasn't enough. That's and I can go on and on and on, but it's a long story. But yeah, I just got tired of feeling like I wasn't enough, and
Just got tired of being tired.
Yeah, and I just wanted to,
feel worthy.
So it's a lot different, but that's why I decided to change, and leave some situations so that I can find myself and really truly live out my purpose.
That's word. That was good. That was good.
What are you doing? I'm sitting here like, what? You all right?
Listen, all right. What that behind you, please.
All right.
Just trying to double check and make sure if anybody. Did anybody have any other questions? That's the reason I'm plugging this up, because I didn't know if anybody would maybe have any other questions. And I wanted to give you an opportunity, along with us giving you the opportunity to ask any more questions that you may have in your spirit, in your mind, in your heart. Sorry.
There you go. Very good.
So, any other questions?
Questions. While y'all waiting on questions, I'm gonna just say, like, to the people who are watching, like, that's why it's the simple things, just being kind to people. Like, you never know where anybody's locking back into this mental thing that we're talking about. You never know what people might be going through. Like, it don't cost anything to be nice to somebody, to smile at somebody, to give an encouraging word to somebody. So right. It's the little things that we can do that might make a big difference in somebody else's life, but you just got to be willing to do it.
That's word.
That's real. That's real.
What's up, Monty? I see you just came in. Destiny said, y'all are doing such an amazing work. Thank you for y'all encouragement.
Of course, 100%, man.
Monty said, that's facts, sis.
I mean, us. I hope you guys don't find it intimidating that we're older than you, Destiny, or you, Talia, or you, Imani. Like, we're willing. Why did I wipe that off? Keep it in trash. We're willing to talk to you guys. Like, I really want to create a bond with you guys to where I am a safe place, or Jay feels like she is a safe place. Because A shouldn't really define the closeness that you would feel with us, so that you are able to talk things out. Especially, I mean, I just think, we want to be here for you, basically, is what I'm saying, or Kendle, for that matter. We want to be here for you, because helping you helps us.
For sure,
it does.
And I heard Destiny said, part 3, please. Everybody saying part 3. Hey, we might have to get something together soon.
Monty said, I know, right? Y'all about to go.
Well, Monty, I mean, did you have any questions? Did anybody else have any other questions y'all wanted to ask, whether it's on mental health, whether it's on anything else that we've been through?
Oh, maybe. No. We kind of already talked about. Okay, never mind. Just keep it going.
Any questions? Because like I said, I don't want to leave off here and there's questions. I think this is cool. We ain't did a Q&A before.
We have not. So we tried. We attempted, but y'all wasn't participating. So,
at all.
I appreciate y'all.
But yeah, definitely. I'm feeling
Destiny
this.
Said, why are y'all so dope?
Listen, you gotta talk to God about that.
I'm about to say,
you gotta talk to the Lord about that.
No, I got it. Kendle, you want to go? Do you have an answer for that one? I got an answer. It's because of my experiences that make me so dope.
I did a shuffle. Y'all didn't see it though.
I don't know. It might be my experiences, man. You know what I'm saying? I've done a lot of stupid things in my life.
Might be the anointing coming off the locks.
This does have some significance.
It do, but
understand. Look here, y'all. When I left high school, I said I'm going to start me a new life. So every inch that this presents is my new life after college. After high school. Oh, after high school, because I left my hoeing days behind. So this is a representation of me being a one-man woman since then. No, for real though, I did get this out after high school, so this all new. This all new life right here. All new life.
Oh, dang. You're right.
Go ahead and do a shameless plug to that book though.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick because I mean it's out there now.
It is out there. So you guys, well, all of you know,
at this point,
my mom, just like I said in the post, my mom kind of let it out of the bag. Cause I'm like, Mom, chill. You know, I'm trying to get the books in first, and then so I can give Apostle his book first. And she's like, Nah, everybody need to know about it. I said, all right. So it took me approximately 8 months to write the book. It was from February of last year to October of last year. So really it's been 1 year since I finished the book. And crazy enough, I finished it in the same month. I mean, I've got it published in the same month I finished it. So it took me 8 months to write it. Really out of laziness. I was very lazy to try to get it done. But yeah, what do you want to know about it? What do you want to know? I don't know what to tell you.
Shameless plug. All right, so let me go ahead and pick this up because Kendle not good with promotions. It's okay.
I'm not.
So
I'm
y'all,
just trying to give you the details on what had happened.
what this means, y'all, is that my best friend's book, More Than a Seed. I don't know if you can see that. That's the promote. More Than a Seed is now available on Amazon. Okay, you know what that means for you? That means you can go online right now and type in Kayla Frazier, More Than a Seed, and go ahead and order your book today.
Hey,
and that's on.
Oh, that's what you meant as a promotion? I thought you wanted to get.
I mean, you could pose it with.
No. I was talking about no. I mean, like asking me. I thought y'all was gonna ask me something.
Oh, okay. Well, then y'all.
No, we can do that in the next one. In the next.
In the next time.
Y'all can ask me questions and go from there. But yeah,
Saucy Nook said, extremely proud of you, 2 published authors. Amen. That's the one right there. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, that's all I got.
So yeah, shameless plug for the book, y'all. Y'all definitely make sure y'all go cop that 100%.
And the people who have already pre-ordered with me, your books will be in October 22nd. I know it seems like a long time away, but my mom put that out there. I was like, let me just go ahead and get these copies. So I ordered 40 copies. People who have paid me, you guys are getting 2 copies. If you already paid me, you're getting 2 copies. So the other one will be like, I guess like a discount because you guys started just giving me money.
Yeah.
So
come on, so
whatever. Y'all, it'll be signed. So you guys can get it. Then...
Can I have your autograph, please? I love it, man. I love it, y'all. This is just a blessing. It's a blessing to see how the Lord is moving in different ways. And honestly, y'all, I say all of that to say this. When you are faithful and when you truly allow the Lord to use you, these are the different things that flow. Whether it's a book for some people, whether it's music for some people, whether it's cooking for some people, whether it's singing for some people, whether it's art for some people, whatever it is that the Lord has blessed you and allowed you to do or gifted you to be able to do, when you truly are faithful to Him and you allow Him to move and groove in your life, whatever it is that you put out will be anointed, number 1. Number 2, along with that, is going to be able to sustain you. Number 3, never mind.
Number 3, what? Number 3, what? Say it.
Thank you, Lord. Number 3, it'll be a testament of your life, a testimony of the different things that you've done been through. But also number 4, it'll be a teaching moment for others. It'll allow people to be able to see you as an example. It, not to put you on a pedestal, but in a way of saying, this is what a woman of God looks like, as a young woman at that. Because granted, a majority of the time, a lot of the women of God that we see, and this is why I love our church, because now the women of God that we're starting to see are younger. Most of the time when we see a church woman, we're thinking of an old lady with a hat on.
Yes.
But with your book being out there, somebody's going to see a young woman who is African-American with locks, who's willing to not have proper English.
Yeah. Listen, Look, you're gonna see some incorrect English because this is how I speak. Yes, I have a full degree, but I do not like talking proper English. It's just not my gist. Now, can I? Absolutely. Been in business. We can talk it. We can walk it. I can dress it. But I prefer not to because that's too much energy.
But that's the thing. There are going to be little brown skinned girls and really little girls, period. I'm not going to limit it to Black people, but little girls who read your book and say, dang, if she can do it, I can do it too. So thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you for your obedience. Thank you for allowing the Lord to prick your heart and you actually move. Thank you for moving on the prompt that was on your heart.
Hey, it ain't nothing but God, period. Because you know I could be disobedient.
Why?
So,
Kendle, get her, Kendle.
I be disobedient.
But we trying.
We thank God.
Well, y'all ain't really saying nothing else, so we're gonna go ahead and bounce up off here. But
part 3
definitely gonna be coming soon. We're gonna talk with Kendle about it, see what she's saying, see what she feel in the spirit. So
the spirit. Oh.
So we're gonna see what's up. That being said,
I'm gonna bring a tambourine.
I got one. I got a bongo. I got some tambourine. I got a tambourine.
Oh, can I bring my guitar?
Yeah.
Your guitar?
Yeah. Yeah. I got the trumpet. We could be trumpeters now.
Hey.
Go ahead and get it. But y'all,
I need to bring it to the church. That's what I need to do. Bring that tambourine to the church. Yes. Yeah. Pat in my chest. That's tiny.
Yo, that video. Look, there you go. That's it. That's
exactly.
Y'all, we're gonna get it poppin'. We're gonna get it.
All right. Sorry.
No. You good. I'm laughing at these comments. They said, come on. Destiny said, come on, band.
Hey, we'll do it now. But yeah, y'all, I really have enjoyed this. We got to do this again on Sunday, so we hope you guys come on back. And yeah,
for sure. Did you have any last words that you wanted to throw in?
No, just I love y'all. Love God. Love yourselves. And have a good night. That's it.
For sure. We love you too, girl. We love you too. Thank you so much for coming on here. Go ahead, you can hit the 3 P's if you want to, or if you want to go into the 5.
No, I'm just going to the 5. Right. We ain't got no scripture. So
good.
Okay, let's go ahead and do 3 P's. I got something. We're gonna put it together.
Go ahead, Kelly. What the 3 P's? Let people know what the 3 P's is.
There is power, purpose, and prosperity in your obedience, you guys. Why do I say that? It's because it was by obedience that we're even here on this live. Understand? It just took a yes. That's how it started. This is how all this started, and there is power behind it because people are able to be like, okay, man, I see that, I've done that, or I've heard that, or this is how I can get out, or this is what it looks like to actually trust God, But it took a yes, and there's a power in that, and the purpose behind it is the fact that because we said yes, somebody else now can also own their own yes to God, right? And then the prosperity behind that is the fact that the kingdom of God will continue to grow.
Come on.
That is the best prosperity. Come on now. By you helping God, because we really don't have to help him, but by you being obedient in that way, God is able to trust you and enlarge your own territory.
Come on.
To where you're getting things where you're like, God, where is this coming from? And God is like, well, you've been obedient. I can trust you. So guess what? I'm gonna put some more in your lap.
Come on.
And so that's exactly what I mean. It may not be material. It could just be the spiritual things.
Come on.
Where you was just
more joy.
Peace of joy.
More humble.
Because you were obedient. There we go.
Now that right there, preach, that'll take you in. Because people don't understand. Let me
it's real.
Let me get it together. Because my, that was it.
It's true.
Careful.
It's true.
Because you was treading, sis. You was getting there.
Yeah.
We was about to be all the way in there just then. We was about to be in there. I ain't playing. But definitely, man, that being said, 5 things that y'all could do. First of all, this whole conversation leads to number 1, be a vessel. All right. What does that mean? That means you being transparent. That means you being honest. That means you being willing to step outside of you, speak on everything that it is that you're going through, being willing to be transparent, being willing to be honest, because you're willing to help somebody else. So yes, be a vessel in that regard. But on top of that, make sure you're getting in your word. That's number 2, y'all. Like Kendle mentioned a little bit earlier, especially when you're going through, if you ain't got no word in you, it's gonna make it 10 times worse. So you want to make sure you're filling yourself up, so that way, when it comes, I know a lot of y'all young people, y'all like to see people with guns and stuff like that, waving and all that stuff. So I'm gonna use it to you like this: if you ain't got no bullets in the clip, what you gonna do? If you ain't got nothing in the chamber, what's gonna happen? And the enemy run up on you to attack you, to kill you, to steal from you, and to destroy you. So if you're not prepared in that regard, he got you. So
that reminds me, before you move on, you talking about bullets. Another thing, sorry, Talia, I completely forgot about this point, but another thing that kind of scared me into getting myself together, I had a dream in 2016. It was me and my mom, and we were fighting when we had guns, right? My mom's clip was full, but mine was empty. I knew that was a spiritual sign during that year that I had nothing to fall back on to fight anything that I was going to be encountering for that year. I'm talking about 2016. That was 4 years ago. So I said, you know what? I already know the spiritual, because I know I am empty inside. So I had to fill up my clip with the word of God. Fill my clip up with just him in general. Period. So that when it came to the things of the spiritual, that I would be able to fight and have some type of word in me. So when you talk about bullets, that's the dream that I have. And if anybody knows me, I do have dreams. And God speaks to me in dreams. So I just had that scared me up pretty bit. Look here. My mama clip was full. Look here now.
Okay, let's see. She had nothing.
I ain't had nothing. Not a bullet.
Oh, but now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but now. You got cuff clips on you, ready. Let that joke ride. You got it.
I'm willing to hand them out. I'm willing to hand out the clips, but you got to have your hand open.
Come on. Not only that, but you got to have a pistol. So what does that mean? Get it in your word. You ain't got nothing to hold it.
Oh, that's good.
Gotta have something to hold.
That's good.
Gotta have something to hold it. But along with that, how do you get your gun? Where do the bullets come from? The manufacturer. What does that mean? You gotta get in touch with the manufacturer to get the gun, right? So that means you gotta talk to Jesus. That means go ahead and get into your relationship with the Lord. That's number 3. So that means pray. That means allowing a conversation, a dialogue, not a monologue, meaning just you talking, but him talking too, back to you, and you shutting your mouth and listening. So
that's good.
That's big. Sometimes we just get running, and Jesus like, you gonna let me talk?
Yeah, is you gonna stop?
Is you gonna let me talk?
Or do I have to shut you up like shit?
Because he a perfect gentleman. He ain't gonna cut you off. He gonna let you talk. All right. So definitely, please make sure you're getting into your prayer life, y'all. Please make sure that you're spending time with Jesus and you're getting into that. Along with that, encourage others, y'all. Be an encourager. Like we just had this whole conversation. So God be the glory if anybody was encouraged by this conversation. And we're so thankful for that. And like Kendle mentioned earlier, just a smile can change somebody's life, can save somebody. Just a conversation can keep somebody from doing something that they shouldn't do. Just a conversation could keep somebody from taking their own life. So that being said, y'all, please make sure you're encouraging others. Stop being rude. Stop being nasty. Ew. Don't nobody want that. So stop all that. And the last thing that you could ever really do is just be blessed. Live a blessed life.
Be blessed. Please be blessed. Please be
in the small things. Like have gratitude in the small things, the simple things. As simple as waking up this morning, as simple as being able to eat noodles, as simple as being able to have gas, as simple as being able to have a computer. Because there are people who wish they had a computer, especially kids right now, who are needing to have a computer for school, but they can't even do that. So they're having to put their family at risk and go ahead on to school. So it's the small things, y'all. Just be very thankful.
Grateful in the small
Come
things,
on. Man. Attitude of gratitude. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all this. One thing that I started doing this week, because like this has been something that's kind of been going on in my class too, where talking about gratitude. And this week, each time I prayed, I let the Lord know of 3 things I was grateful for. So start doing that.
That's
Or
good.
writing it down in a journal. Like write down the things that you are grateful for, like a gratitude journal. You can do that. So then that way, as you're doing that, and if you do that over a 21-day period, that becomes a habit and it completely changes your mindset altogether too. So maybe try doing that, especially if you're going through something right now and you're trying to get yourself up out of it outside of talking to Jesus and talking to other people. Try doing that and that'll help too. So that's something else. So yeah.
That was good, man.
To God be the glory, man. To God be the glory.
All right, man. Y'all can all right, y'all can hop up out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm sweating.
I ain't gonna lie, there's a little toast over here.
I'm pretty sure my shirt.
Okay, all right, put that down. I'm glad they couldn't see you.
Really?
Don't do that on here.
Y'all got to see we put energy into this.
We really do.
You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate you, Kendle, again.
Thank you.
We're gonna
so
talk
much.
to you a little bit later on during the week to see exactly what you want to cover and get this thing popping. Part 3 is coming. And y'all stay in the chat. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we appreciate you. Last thing y'all can do is hop up out of here. Peace out, y'all.
That's
Bye,
good.
y'all. Peace out.
All right.